For nearly 7,000 years, the High Elves cultivated a shining, magical kingdom, hidden deep within the forests of northern Lordaeron. But 5 years ago, the undead scourge invaded Quel'Thalas and drove the elves to the brink of extinction. Led by the evil Death Knight Arthas, the scourge destroyed the mystical Sunwell, thereby severing the elves from the source of their arcane power. Though the scars of that conflict are evident, the remaining elves have banded together and retaken much of their homeland. Calling themselves Blood Elves, these grim survivors are committed to regaining the vast powers they once commanded. Inspired by the leadership of their beloved prince, Kael'thas Sunstrider, the Blood Elves now seek new sources of arcane magic and the means of defending their land against the undying horrors of the Scourge. As one of the few surviving Blood Elves, you must master your thirst for magic and help shape the destiny of your people.
Reclaiming
Delana.
Sunstride.
We will have justice. Victory
Reclaiming
lies ahead.
Sunstrider Isle. The sooner you begin your education, Pudia, the better for us all. There is little room for error, so listen closely. The burning crystals, the green floating objects to the west of the Sunspire here, have long been used to power the Isle's experimentations. The Mana WYRMS were their guardians, but the Scourge invasion of Cure. There is little choice but to thin their numbers for reclamation. Do this.
Shorel Oran. What
Reclaiming
business have you?
Sunstrider Isle. The sooner you begin your education, Pudia, the better for us all. There is little room for error, so listen closely. The burning crystals, the green floating objects to the west of the Sunspire here, have long been used to power the Isle's experimentations. The Mana WYRMS were their guardians, but the Scourge invasion of Kulthalas has driven them errant from our lack of magical control over them. There is little choice but to thin their numbers for reclamation. Do this, then return to me. Kill 8 Mana WYRMS, they are located close to the burning crystals that are adjacent to the tower and gazebo.
Keep your wits about you. I need to target something first. Locked. I don't have a target. State
You
your
have
business.
successfully completed your first task. For that, you are to be congratulated. Such success gives me faith that you will turn out better than those young blood elves who fail to heed the lessons of their masters. Continued success will be rewarded, not only with knowledge, but also with tangible rewards as well. Your work here, however, is not finished. There is much more to learn, my young friend. Unfortunate measures. Your effort has made something clear that, honestly, I wish were not true. The unchecked power of the burning crystals has maligned a much larger swath of the Isle's natural balance than I thought. We must now take on more unfortunate measures to reclaim control. The nearby lynxes have succumbed to the influence of the crystals, and they must be put down. Bring their collars, Pudia, as I may yet be able to fashion a magical restraint to turn some back from being uncontrolled. Collect 8 lynx collars from slain springpaw lynxes and springpaw cubs. Return to Magistrix Erona on Sunstrider Isle when you are done.
Be ready for anything. Our enemies will fall.
Mage training. As you advance within your class, you will want to take advantage of the training that your class trainer can provide you. For young mags here on Sunstrider Isle, your trainer is Julia Sunstriker. Speak with Julia and see what training she has available for you. The things she will teach do have a cost, so bring some coin with you. Julia, as with all the trainers on Sunstrider Isle, is inside the Sunspire on the lower level. Speak with Julia Sunstriker, the mage class trainer, inside the Sunspire on Sunstrider Isle.
Death to all who oppose us. A new Belore Delanar.
Ah, Pudia, I believe you're one of the new mags here on the Isle, yes. Well, you've come to the right place. If arcane mastery is what you seek, then I can provide such knowledge, as long as you have the wherewithal to handle training costs and the capacity to focus on the lessons I'll be teaching. Let's get started. Well, Watcher Solanian. And now, I need for you to do something. Well, Watcher Solanian is in need of your services. You would do well to ingratiate yourself with him. He awaits you on the exterior platform that the ramp in this chamber leads up to. Speak with Well Watcher Solanian at the Sunspire on Sunstrider Isle.
Salama Ashalanore, Baladash Malanore. Hold your head high.
Glory to the Sindorai.
The Shrine of Dathrimar. Day after day I stand here, watching, waiting. I've been accused of dwelling too much on our past, while my eyes look to the horizon. But it is my firm belief that each visitor to this island should honor those who have sacrificed all so that they may continue to do so. Dathrimar Sunstrider was our first king. He led us here from Kalimdor through the maelstrom. Seek out his shrine to the west and do not return to me until you have read the plaque upon it in his honor. Read the plaque on the shrine of Dathrimar and then return to Well Watcher Solanian at the Sunspire on Sunstrider Isle.
Shorelaran, state your business.
Ah, good, Amidge. I've been expecting you. There are a few tasks that I have which you are particularly suited to.
Farewell. The eternal sun guides us.
Solanian's belongings. With all the chaos happening here at the Sunspire, I haven't had a chance to collect my belongings I've left outside at various places on the Isle. I must maintain my vigil over the Sunwell here, so I'll ask you to collect them in my stead. I need my scrying orb, my scroll of scourge magic, and my journal. Use this satchel for some extra space, as my things are rather bulky. Return them to me and I'll give you a little something, for the effort. You can keep the satchel as well. Collect Well Watcher Solanian's scrying orb, his scroll of scourge magic, and his journal. They are found on Sunstrider Isle by the pond, the fountain, and one of the burning crystals. Return them to the Well Watcher at the Sunspire on Sunstrider Isle when you've collected them all.
Remember the Sunwell.
A fistful of slivers. It's a shame that we've lost control of many of the creatures here on the island. This was once a tranquil place of study and research. Now it's all we can do to keep from being attacked by our own creations. I'm going to offer you a chance to receive a magical boon in exchange for some collecting work on your part. Bring me a stack of arcane slivers that are found on the mana-using creatures of Sunstrider Isle, and I will cast a spell on you that should aid your adventures on the Isle. Collect 6 arcane slivers from any creature on the Isle that uses mana, and then return to Arcanist Ithanas on Sunstrider Isle.
Death to all who oppose us!
Thirst unending. If there is only one lesson you deign to remember from your time on Sunstrider Isle, let it be this: control your thirst for magic. It is a thirst unending. Pudia, what you absorb must be controlled and released via arcane torrent. Failure is to become one of the wretched, hopelessly addicted and insane. Seek out a mana WYRM and unleash your arcane torrent upon it. Learn to master your power. When you have sufficiently released an arcane torrent, return to me. Use your arcane torrent racial ability on a mana WYRM, then return to Arcanist Hellion.
Keep your wits about you.
I need to target something first. I don't have a target. Locked. I need a target. I need to get closer. I don't have a target. I need to target something first. Still recharging. first. I can't cast that yet. I don't have a target. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. Something first. Inventory is full. I can't carry anymore. To target something first. Inventory is full. That's still recharging. It's locked. I can't carry anymore.
It
Anaria
gives me no
Shola.
pleasure to ask you to destroy these beasts. While in times past we have lived in relative harmony with woodland creatures, these are different times. The first order of business for all Sindoria is survival. Make sure you remember that. The tower and surrounding areas should now be relatively secure, though only for the time being. You have done well in providing us with a buffer of security, but we will need to reassert control over the entire isle if we are to survive here in the long run. This will involve tackling much greater threats than errant mana WYRMS and lynxes. Take this, Pudia, you will no doubt make good use of it for the tasks to come. Report to Lanthan Perilon. You are to report to my assistant, Lanthan Perilon. He will instruct you on what needs to be done next. While we here at the Sunspire will continue to reign in the burning crystals, you will be focused on a more pressing matter concerning Folthrain Academy. Lanthan will explain fully when you speak to him. Simply walk west of here along the path, and you should see him standing close by. Good luck, Pudia, your continued successes shall be rewarded. Speak with Lanthan Perilon on Sunstrider Isle, he is standing close to the path running west away from the Sunspire.
The reckoning is at hand. Yes. Time is of the essence.
The dark times will pass.
Have you had a chance to find my belongings? Once we reassert our dominance over Sunstrider Isle, I will need them in my work. For now though, I must maintain my watch over the Sunwil, or what remains of it. Well done, I knew you'd be perfect for the task. Once it's safe to make use of our outdoor facilities on the Isle, I'll be putting these things to good use. Like I mentioned, please feel free to keep the satchel. Also, you may find this piece of armor to be useful. Consider it ample compensation for a simple task performed dutifully. Pudia, thank you for sharing your experience at the Shrine of Dathrima. First off, you should be commended for your sense of duty and respect. It will serve you well not only here, but in all of Azeroth as well. As for the odd sensation, it is no doubt a contributing part of the taint that has befallen Sunstrider Isle. We shall keep an eye on it. Thank you for alerting us to it.
The reckoning is at hand.
Many of the creatures here on the Isle were at one point bound into non-aggression and complacency by our magical skills. When the Scourge destroyed the Sunwil, our hold over these creatures shattered. Arcane slivers are the remnants of the control we once had, and as such might be usable in fashioning a new device to aid us in regaining their control. Better still, perhaps the slivers could be used to see what malaise the Isle truly suffers under. Splendid, these will do nicely. I've been doing quite a bit of thinking on the current malaise Sunstrider Isle suffers under. One possible course of action I had pondered was to collect these arcane slivers from the beasts on the Isle. In doing so, they could be experimented on. This would provide a potential source of culpability. Anyway, I will tend to the research. Allow me to place this incantation on you. I believe you'll make good use of it.
The reckoning is at hand.
You've done
Glorious
well
and
today, Pudia. Your willingness to learn shows that you may very well rise above the unyielding cravings you must endure as a blood elf. Rest not on your laurels, young one, but instead seek to master what you have learned. Only through diligence will we as a race survive. Take this, it may be of some use to you. Go now, and bring glory once more to our people.
Stay the course.
What do you seek? Remember the sun well.
The eternal sun guides us. Remember the sun well.
Not enough mana.
What business have you?
Magistrix Erona told me you'd be along quick enough, Pudia. The Folthrain Academy to our west, the huge floating building with the ornate spires, is in bad shape. You're going to be leading the effort to recapture it from one of the wretched, a blood elf who has forever succumbed to their basest cravings. I hope you're ready to work. This is not only going to be a lesson about danger, but also of what happens when you forsake the realities of who you are.
We will
Aggression.
have justice.
Before sending you to the academy, I want you on another task that needs to be dealt with immediately. Once used to aid us in the gardening of Sunstrider Isle, the bestial tenders now have grown out of our control. Clear them out with due haste, but be warned, their lack of control has made them aggressive. It is such aggression that forces us to put down these once gentle servants. It doesn't please me to ask you to do such a task, but survival is survival. I'll mourn later. Kill 7 tenders and 7 feral tenders, and then return to Lanthan Perilon on Sunstrider Isle.
Hold your head high.
That spell isn't perfect. That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. I need a target. still recharging. I don't have a target. I'm out of range. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. Still recharging. I need a target. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. I need to get closer. That spell isn't ready yet. Still recharging.
Yes.
While the deaths of the tenders give me no joy whatsoever, it does show me that you're ready for the most important task you'll do here on Sunstrider Isle. Take this and put it to good use. You'll need good items and sharp wits for the task ahead. Our reassertion of control over the island depends on it. Philandron the Banished. A betrayer of our people resides atop Folthrain Academy to the southwest. Philandron is his name, and he was banished from Blood Elf lands for failing to heed the warnings of our teachers and elders. He is the worst of our society, as he lives only to feed his insatiable magical addictions. He refused to learn control. He is a shell of his former self, one of the wretched, and he is a threat to the Sunspire. Destroy him and the wraiths he uses as minions. Kill 8 arcane wraiths and 2 tainted arcane wraiths, as well as Philandron the Banished. They are located in the Folthrain Academy. Bring Philandron's head to Lanthan Perilon on Sunstrider Isle.
Shorel Aram.
Cast that yet. I need to target something first. That's still recharging. I don't have a target. recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready. I can't cast that yet. I need to target something first. That's still recharging. I can't cast that. That spell isn't ready yet. I don't have a target. I can't carry any more of those.
Your friends will not long mourn your past.
Tainted arcane sliver. You've found an odd sliver of crystallized mana on the corpse of the tainted arcane wraith. The sliver is different than others you may have seen in that it is as dark and sinister looking as the wraith you looted it from. Just holding it gives you a sense of unnatural foreboding. Arcanist Hellion at the gazebo of the Sunspire on Sunstrider Isle just might be someone who would have a use for the sliver. Bring the tainted arcane sliver to Arcanist Hellion at the gazebo of the Sunspire on Sunstrider Isle.
Anaria Shola.
Heed well this warning, Philandron the Banished is only a symptom of a much larger problem. His demise will solve our immediate concerns, but all blood elves share the potential same fate as him if we let our addictions get the best of us. Philandron's head, you are to be commended, Pudia. You've succeeded where others, like Philandron, have utterly failed. Perhaps you are truly ready to be a contributing member of Blood Elf Society. Your success here means that you are capable of surviving the greater threats that lurk in Eversong, and believe me, there are plenty to face. aiding the Outrunners. Magistrix Erona wanted you to head over to Silver Moon City in order to aid our reclamation efforts there, that is, once you had successfully addressed the situation at Folthrain Academy. You did not disappoint us, Pudia. On your way to Forconwing Square, south of here, you should speak with Outrunner Alarian. She's not far from the bridge. The Outrunners take care of shuttling goods between here and the mainland, and since you've proven to be so resourceful, they could use your assistance. Speak with Outrunner Alarian near the bridge leading south of Sunstrider Isle.
Time is of the essence.
I can't attack that.